Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ashrafil mursaleen. Sayyidina wa Mawlana Muhammadan Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Madsi ya Rasul Kareem, ya Habib al-Azim, Azul halana wa ishfalana wa biduni bi madadakum wa nazarakum. Madhi Sayyidi ya Sultan al-Awliya Masha Abdul Faiz al-Daghestani. Madhi Sayyidi ya Sultan al-Awliya Shaykh Muhammad Nazim Haqqani. Madhi Sayyidi ya Sultan al-Qulubina Mawlana Shaykh Hisham Kabani. Madad al-Haqqi Hujjatullahi al-Mukhlas. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ati'ullah, ati'a Rasul wa ulul amri minkum. And always a reminder for myself, ana abdukul ajiz, o da'if, o miskeen, o zalim, o jahal. And but by the grace of Allah that we are in existence and that we are taking a path inshaAllah of being nothing. A reminder of what we talked of last night, but we'll share again tonight as a reminder always for myself that this holy month of Hajj, the holy month of the Hajj, and what Allah wants as an eternal message for us. And we repeat always, our lifetime is a continuous repeating, and that every moment we should be at a higher darajat, at a higher station in which to understand that what Allah wants from this eternal message. Sayyidina Ibrahim the father of Iman, and that he's given an order. All of the Hajj are the events of what Sayyidina Ibrahim went through because of the order of Allah. That Sayyidina Ibrahim was given an order that this son that you wanted and you prayed for and everything that you wanted, and you were so generous and giving and everything that you've done, but this one thing that you wanted so much in your heart for a servant who's so generous, so kind and so loving, there's a secret within that. That which you love is the one that I'm asking for. Everything that I gave to you and you gave so freely back, alhamdulillah. But there's an attachment in your heart, and Allah called Sayyidina Ibrahim to that attachment. He was very generous, he was known for being generous, give everything that he had away. As soon as the angels would come to test how generous, he would give everything away. So the generosity wasn't the issue, but Allah wanted to pull something within the heart that you've been asking a long time for this child. It's dear to you, that which is so dear to you, that's what I want. Not what not dear to you. What is dear to all of us is what Allah wants, not what we don't care for and don't want and we give in the way of Allah. That alhamdulillah has its barakah, but this is not of that darajat of Maqam al Ihsan. We have ati'ullah, ati'a Rasul, wa ulul amri minkum. Ati'ullah always the highest, ati'a Rasul, and then the ulul amr. The ulul amr, their life is to bring us into the obedience of Prophet to bring us into the obedience of Allah. So it means our Islam, our Iman, Maqam al Ihsan, the highest. Sayyidina Ibrahim is the rituals that Allah wants us to reenact and to be a daily reminder within our life. Given an order, a dream that sacrificed that which is so dear to you that you wanted so much. And 3 times, we'll try to make it fast so that it all fits within the few minutes. He has the dream, says, no way, it's impossible. Goes back to sleep, has the dream, sacrifice Sayyidina Ismail. There's no way, go back to sleep. 3rd time dream came, he knows this is real, he has to do it. Immediately wakens Sayyidina Ismail and wants to go. As he's going and taking Sayyidina Ismail, taking him by the hand and going, Shaytan comes to Sitna Hajar and says, do you know where the Prophet of Allah is going? He's taking your son to be sacrificed. Means that, we won't go into the interpretation. He said, whatever Allah wants, I'm accepting. If Allah wants from His Prophet that Sayyidina Ismail to be sacrificed, I'm accepting the will of Allah and let it go. And then Shaytan went after Sayyidina Ismail. These are 3 Jamarat. The Jamarat means the 3 times that Shaytan comes to tempt. Tempt the order of Allah, tempt the faith of Allah, and then to the boy represents Sayyidina Ismail represents the stations of Maqam al Ihsan, perfection. Shaitan comes to him and says, do you know where your father is coming to take you? He cast Shaitan away and immediately replied to his father that, don't tremble, that inshaAllah you find me to be peaceful, sabireen. I have patience inshaAllah in what you're about to do. So means then with contemplation, this young boy, he has a high level of yaqeen that he knows the order that coming now for a Nabi. He knows the order that coming for a Prophet of Allah, so he must be very high Prophet because you can't see above the feet of the one above you. But he's seeing the order that coming for a Prophet of Allah, you're about to sacrifice me, inshaAllah you find me to be from sabireen, peaceful and patient in your command by Allah. Means then they come and want in our daily life, just telling stories of what happened in the past, of what benefit for us. In our daily life it's a reminder for us that Sayyidina Ibrahim represents the perfection of faith, Islam. That your faith has to be perfected and that everything that he's doing is to perfect his faith. And his faith when it's strong, when our faith is strong, the belief is strong, the practices are solid, the character is solid. Sayyidina Hajar represents Maqam al Iman. That's what we said before, everyone has a zawj anfusihim, that everyone has a marriage within themselves. Allah gave 3 categories of a zawj, one inside you, one upon the earth, and one that you don't know about. Means the level is of a much higher, let's not talk about that right now. But this relationship is our daily relationship, that if Sayyidina Ibrahim's faith is not solid, his practices are not strong, his character is not upright, there's no way his wife would have allowed that reality. His wife said, are you know, what's going on with you? All your choices are upside down and all around, and that becomes the source of all fighting within relationships. All fighting in relationship is that, why should I believe you? I don't find you to be something that's going to be reassuring for me. I don't think that you're taking us in the right direction, I think I know the right direction, and they begin to conflict. And what Allah is showing us in a daily life, that when he's representing his Islam, his deen, his religion, he's solid, his character is right and upright, his character is good, that character is actually building the faith. Because Sayyidina Ibrahim built the Kaaba for Sitna Hajar, he built the house of Allah for his wife. So for us, how you relate that story, awliyaullah want that to be in our lives. Your faith will build the house of your soul. Your faith will build the house of your soul. So then people who their faith and their religious practices are not strong, but they say, no, I'm very ruhani, I'm very spiritual. It means that you have no house to house your soul. So it can't be correct. Shaitan must be beating your soul all day long. If your soul is delicate and fragile nature, it's latif, it's subtle. It has to be housed within a structure which is your faith. Your Islam, when it's strong, it fortifies. The wudu, the prayers, everything Allah bringing for your Islam and those who are watching, whatever your religious practices. If those religious practices are strong, it's solid like a house. So Sayyidina Ibrahim is building the house for Sitna Hajar, which will become Baytullah because there's a mu'min in there. There's a mu'min, she represents faith. That if he's doing everything correct and he's doing everything right, your Islam will build your Iman, and Allah will put your soul in that house, and Allah will occupy the lights upon your soul. And that's why Qalb al-Mu'min Baytullah. Allah is not located in any house, there's no direction for Allah. This is about our daily lives. That's why the awliyaullah say, where are you going? You're going on tourism to spend money and to do all the things that you think you're going to do. But that reality already right here, that Kaaba's right here. If your practices are strong, it's a defense for your soul. Every time you pray, every time you wash, every time you give your zakah, every time you do your practices and you fast, it's a defense and a shield that begin to protect the soul from all directions of attack. If the soul is perfected and protected, it will begin to get its energy and its qudrah. At that time the soul is agreeing with whatever the Prophet of Allah is saying. And those who have no practices and they say, no, I have a lot of power upon my soul, it's impossible. If the practices are not there, Shaytan is attacking that soul. It's a subtle reality. If it's not housed in something to protect it, then Shaytan is continuously attacking it, and maybe falsifying and giving the soul delusions and illusions of something that is dressing upon it. And that's why this perfection of faith from the father of faith is teaching. That when I'm perfecting my practices, if shaitan is coming to me, I'm casting away shaitan, and the order of Allah samina wa ta'ana, I have to obey the order of Allah. And I'm going and shaitan is coming now to my faith and telling my faith, do you know what your body is doing? Means how much is the faith continuously under attack? Means everything that we are doing of our faith is continuously under attack. But the soul will begin to talk to us and say that your practices are solid, your character is solid, we're with you, keep going. The soul will begin to give a support to the body, you go, you keep going, don't have doubt, we're with you, Allah's with us. And then Maqam al Ihsan, and that becomes the whole of Hajj is Arafah. Because Allah want to draw a point to this Maqam al Ihsan, that all your life is your practices, those practices build a beatific soul. We said like your wife, it has to be your real internal wife. Before we talk about the external wife, the internal spouse. How do I treat that spouse? How do I give what Allah wants it to be given? How do I defend and protect it from Allah wants to be defended and protected? If that relationship comes together, Maqam al Ihsan means Allah will bring a new creation from that creation. There will be a new, what we call fitrat al-Islam, there'll be a new birth, like a new child. So awliya when they go into khalwa and seclusion, they see a young child coming. They see themselves as a young child coming out. Allah is showing that you and your faith will bring something new. This new being that coming into existence is the purity of your reality, your Maqam al Ihsan. That Maqam al Ihsan will begin to perfect you, because Sayyidina Ismail when the orders and the testing become too tough and everybody has very difficult situations, everybody has different testings in their life. When they're battling with their Islam and trying to keep their Iman, if they're doing their practices, doing their tafakkur, doing everything of their physicality and their rohani to bring out their reality, Allah then describing that Sayyidina Ismail came to give patience to his father. That Sayyidina Ismail gave sabr to his father. He talked to his father, be patient, don't worry Baba, don't worry with the order that coming to you from Allah. that I will support you and be patient in what testing coming to you. Allah then inspire within ourselves that your Maqam al Ihsan will perfect you. That reality that I will bring out within you will continuously support you. That every time you have doubt, every time you feel that you're falling, every time you think the test is too much, if your practices were strong, your tafakkur was strong, because these realities don't come out without doing everything. You can't do your Islam only. People now just go for Jummah and go home. The masjid is like a political gathering facility, they do a Jummah and leave. What about the practices of Iman? To love Prophet more than you love yourself. Maqam al Iman is a zikrullah, it's from the light, it's from the heart. What are you doing for your heart? To be of service to people, to go out and feed people, to give to people and ask nothing in return. If your Islam and your Iman is strong, Allah open for you that new child, Maqam al Ihsan, that when they contemplate, Allah describes, if you're coming with voluntary worship, I'll be the hearing in which you hear, I'll be the seeing in which you see. That Maqam al Ihsan, that new being, it hears with Allah's power, it sees with Allah's power, it speaks with Allah's power, it touches with Allah's power, it moves with Allah's qudra. So much so you become Rabbaniyun and you have power of kun fayakun. How you have power of kun fayakun? Is that reality as it's maturing in the will of Allah. That one is in perfect submission to the will of Allah. What that reality prays for is what Allah wants, it's matching. It matches the will of Allah, matches the will of Prophet, matches the will of ulul am, and it's in obedience, and Allah give to it what it's requesting, because Allah inspiring what it's requesting. Most of us like this to Allah's will. So nothing we're asking for, what Allah is giving, they're not the same. As this taslim comes, that Maqam al Ihsan is from that ocean of ati'ullah, it's coming from the oceans of perfection. That reality perfected the father, because the father was shaking. He was like, I'm about to not do this. This is a big prophet of Allah, and Allah wants us to know that no, Sayyidina Ismail, it was saving Sayyidina Ibrahim. The father, I'm going to be patient. And as we said many times, at the end they ask, Ya Baba, who was higher, you or me? And Sayyidina Ibrahim said, me, of course, I was trembling, you saw how I was petrified to sacrifice you. So, yeah, but that you were giving your property away, I was sacrificing myself. فَصَلِّ رَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ, I sacrificed myself. So other nations they sacrifice their property. The nation of Sayyidina Muhammad is a different line. This is now a different reality. Sayyidina Ismail is bringing on earth a different reality. This lineage is the lineage and the light of Sayyidina Muhammad. He was fed on the Zamzam, the Safa and Marwa, Safa and Marwa, Safa and Marwa. When Sitna Hajar hit the ground on the 7th time, because these are 7 springs and 7 realities that dress upon the heart of every believer. When she hit upon the 7th time, Allah opened the Zamzam. It's not a coincidence, Zamzam is from the Kawthar. Because why? This light, this progeny doesn't drink from what you drink, he drinks from paradise. I'm saying, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. What I'm sending through the light of Sayyidina Ismail is because this is the light of Sayyidina Muhammad in its purest form is about to come to dunya through the lineage of Sayyidina Ismail. He's fed on Zamzam, drank from the Zamzam. He reaches the highest levels of Maqam al Ihsan as an infant to tell the Prophet of Allah of his yaqeen and his certainty, don't be scared, inshaAllah you count me as sabireen, because I'm from the people who sacrifice ourselves. Ahlul Kawthar, what Allah says, Ahlul Kawthar, فَصَلِّ رَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ, pray unto your Lord, and these are the people of sacrifice. The companions were the people of sacrifice. The Ahlul Bayt and Nabi they were the people of sacrifice. They don't sacrifice property, they sacrifice themselves. They put their entire life on the line for Sayyidina Muhammad what no nation did before. From 12 they ran, from companions, 124,000 companions of Allah of Prophet right there, sacrificed themselves for the love of Sayyidina Muhammad. That's the line that coming through Sayyidina Ismail and teaching us that reality that Allah then began to describe as soon as He put Sayyidina Ismail onto the rock, that Allah confirmed to Sayyidina Ibrahim, you have passed your test. This was a big test. I'm going to give it a tremendous ransom. Because the importance of this reality of whatever they're teaching of Islam, Iman wal Maqam al Ihsan, Allah describing the words of the ransom as azim is great. Because you don't know what levels of reality this represents. That this practice that Sayyidina Ibrahim was doing and inspiring all the nation of Sayyidina Muhammad to continue it to the Day of Judgment, that I want you all to reach your Islam, I want you all to reach your Iman, and I want you all to reach Maqam al Ihsan. So then all of Hajj is Arafah, because Maqam al Ihsan is all that Allah cares for. And I know that you can't reach it, but this nazar, this qurban is azim. This qurban that you do, that I make it even Eid al-Qurban. I want you to call it Eid al-Qurban, because celebrate that this qurban is going to give you everything you didn't achieve. What you didn't achieve that year of your Islam, it will be given to you. What you didn't achieve of your Iman will be given to you. What you didn't achieve of Maqam al Ihsan, it will be given to you. All of that which was wrong Allah will put upon the qurban, and the qurban will take that difficulty and Allah in exchange give you that barakah and that blessing. That's why we said before that after Eid they would immediately go for somewhere for the zabiyah to do the qurban. As soon as they do the qurban, they put a little bit of that animal's sacrifice upon their forehead to take away all their mushkalat, all their difficulties. But through the soul Allah is giving to us a tremendous gift, that what I want to give you of your whole 12 months of journeying to perfect your Islam, perfect your Iman, perfect your Maqam al Ihsan. Why? Because me and you, or his love for Sayyidina Muhammad, that I love Sayyidina Muhammad, and because you are from Ummat Muhammad, that I want his nation to shine. As he shines I want his nation to shine. I want to give him from all of these gifts so that he will be happy with his nation, not to be embarrassed by his nation. Well, if Allah loves you, He said, why I want to raise you and to be embarrassed, oh look at what your people are doing. So the honour is tashrif. When Allah want to give the honour to Prophet, I want them to be the shiniest and the best. I'm giving all of that with that qurban. We pray that Allah dress us and bless us from those lights, that Allah accept our qurban and to take away all of our difficulties. من كل ما يخالف الدين الإسلام، من كل ما يخالف الشريعة، من كل ما يخالف الحقيقة، من كل ما يخالف المعرفة. Means that whatever we came short, Ya Rabbi, take with that qurban and perfect our Islam, perfect our Iman, perfect our Maqam al Ihsan, all for the sake of the nation of Sayyidina Muhammad, for the sake of Sayyidina Muhammad. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi Muhammad al-Mustafa wa basir Surat al-Fatiha.
Sidna Nabi, Sidna Nabi, Sidna Nabi, Sidna Nabi.